Only testing will tell you if your hypothesis is right. In this case, we ran a test. And you can see how the value is communicated so much easier here. And notice that one of these options is even weighted more than the others. The color is a way of saying this may be your best option. It's not pushy. It's not rude. It doesn't use hype. But it makes it easier for you to decide. Every time it becomes difficult for you to decide, you lose momentum. And trust, from our experiments, we've discovered that velocity is essential to almost creating enough momentum to roll through those micro yeses to the macro yes. Sometimes velocity itself is caused by the brand. You would probably put up with some difficult problems on an Apple site to get one of their products when it was first being launched. By the virtue of the fact that your desire, remember this, you don't drive traffic, you attract it, is strong enough for that product. And the brand that Apple has created has sufficient expectations attached to it, i.e. you expect it to be rewarding, good, satisfying, that you would say yes in situations where you might hesitate with other companies. That's velocity. And you just start pushing through the steps to get what it is you desire. In this case, not weighting this option would cause someone to have to slow down and consider and reflect more. And the minute they slow down, it's just like any form of friction. They may slow to a stop. And that creates a conversion leak, let's say. People with higher motivation, people that perhaps have greater clarity, or people who are trained to read a page like this faster and don't find it as intimidating as others might. They're all reasons why other people might get through it, but you're leaving money on the table. So here's the control, here's the treatment, and I would suggest you should stop for a moment. Just ask yourself a question. How much more effective do you think this page is than this page? Because getting your mind to think about this will help us to capture the concept and own it on the inside, which is so critical to what we're trying to do together. So we're not going to go around the room and ask you, but is it half as good, twice as good, 3 times as good? Is it 20% better? Look at the difference and say, how significant, and be careful, because we're talking about spending more money. This isn't some simple little question I'm asking you. We're talking about how many more people, if at all. You might say, actually, this could be better than this. I've seen that happen. I'm going to share with you that data, and I want to remind you that that's the value of putting everything through this sort of testing process, because you're no longer guessing. But it's a good idea to see and think in advance, and that's one of the ways you learn and teach yourself. So here is the results. 111.5% increase. Does everybody here understand their math well enough to know how much more money that is for the group that ran this experiment? It changes the entire business, changes the velocity of their own revenue.